Good day and greetings from the Great White North. My name is Prickly Poo and welcome to day 105 of a year of change and the end of another week. So I was going to say it's Saturday, but whatever day you're watching this, but for me, it's Saturday. Not a lot happened this week, really. A lot of the stuff I've sort of already touched on. I guess the main concern that I have for this week is I'm less tempted to sort of do a sneak peek to see what my progress has been, because I really haven't eaten properly this week at all. I haven't gone over my points. In some cases, by a long shot, I don't think. But I really haven't been eating properly. I've been doing a lot of snacks and not real proper meals with fruits and vegetables and all the other stuff. So I've just been sort of eating shit all week. No real reason for it. I just haven't really come home and prepared stuff properly the way that I should be doing. So, need to be ever vigilant and sort of get a hold on things for next week. And I know that it feels like I've been saying this for a while anyway. That I'm like, oh, I noticed this, I noticed that. I should really sort of pick up the pace and things like that. But it's really easy to sort of get complacent. So, need to get back on track, focus again. I haven't gained any, I haven't plateaued. I'm still doing my treadmill. I'm still doing all my stuff that I need to do. It's just, I feel like I'm just on the cusp of sort of tipping over and going, I'll take a break for a couple of days. And I really don't want to do that. So, need to make sure that things are where they need to be and retake my oath or whatever it is. In happy days and darkest night, the stuff with things inside my thighs, along with things before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. Whatever the thing is for the Green Lantern, I don't know what it is, but it's something like that. I need to just all that good stuff so that I'm back on track for Sunday. I am sort of curious to see what my progress has been when I do my weigh-in tomorrow. I don't think I'm actually going to make any progress. I know I haven't gone over my points. I've been doing my treadmill every day, or well, when I'm supposed to do it those days. But I don't feel like I've lost anything, and I think it's just because of the bad eating habits again. Again, haven't eaten really anything really high-fat, more sugar than I normally do, just with the snack things, but I think that's sort of part of the snacking thing. But I have been tracking everything very carefully, and I haven't gone over. So math-wise, it should be calories in, calories out, but part of me is thinking, yeah, but you're eating shit, and I don't know how that's going to get processed. Anyway, we'll find out tomorrow. See what my progress is like. This week I also, near the middle of the week, on Thursday I think, made a little bit of a discovery that I've sort of gone down one tier from super obese to more morbidly obese, which sounds so much worse. So, I was telling a friend of mine about this, and the next one I guess would be severely, which still sounds bad, and then obese, which still sounds bad, and then overweight, and then normal. So, I was trying to figure out some way of having a better classification, I think, because going from super and having it improve to morbid just doesn't seem right. So they either need to change super so it sounds worse than morbid, or change morbid so it sounds better than super. One way or the other. Because it just feels like it's just, I know it's semantics, but it just feels weird going, yay, I sound worse than I started out with. So, tried a bunch going, like epic, legendary, super duper, whatever it is, but there's really no classification. According to D&D rules, though, I am still considered a medium-sized creature, so I have that. I thought about doing that, though, going medium, large, huge, gargantuan, and colossal, but I'm not 64 feet long, so I'm sort of out there. But they could use that instead of the super, I think. If they went overweight, obese, which is fine because it's a medical term, and then even if they went severely, fine, morbidly, I think they just needed something better than super. Super sounds like an improvement. They could go extremely, severely, then morbid. Morbid should be at the top, I think, because that's what, me anyway, that's what I associate with the top tier. It's not a contest, I know. I was like, hey, I won! But it sounds better than saying super, unless they just didn't think anyone would ever reach that, and then people are regularly reaching that. But they need to get rid of that, I think. So, Give me your opinion down below. Tell me what you think should be the best tiers. I'm thinking if they went like obese, very, which I'm like, eh. So obese, extremely obese, severely obese. No, because extremely sounds, I don't like the term extreme because it sounds too douchey. So let's go overweight, obese, severely obese. That sounds fine. Something else in the middle, and morbidly I think should be at the top. Dangerously? No, because dangerously sounds kind of Batman-ish and cool. We'd have to figure something out. It should be something that sounds, super, I don't know. It just sounds weird. It doesn't, you don't gain anything from it. I mean, it's probably got something to do with medical stuff, like, dinosaur obesity? No, because that sounds good too. Anyway, sort of getting off topic here. Well, there's no real topic, I guess. This is sort of an update for the rest of the week. But, yeah, just the different tiers sort of interested me when I was first looking at it. And it seems weird. It seems counterintuitive. You'd think that morbid would be at the top. Terminally, they could use that instead of super, because it is at that stage, which I was at. I think that's when doctors pretty much just go, no, you're fucked. You're going to die. So just too bad. So there is a little bit of a milestone. I don't know when I exactly reached it. I could probably do the calculations and find out where that cusp is. But I'm sort of halfway between super and, halfway between, well, it is morbid, but halfway between the top part of morbid and the bottom part of morbid. So I'm right in the halfway point. So the next step for me would be severely, and then just plain obese, and then overweight, and then normal. And that's where I want to stay, hopefully at normal. I think it'll be a long time getting from obese to overweight, and then from overweight to normal. I think it will be even longer. I think it's going to be tougher. But hopefully by then we would have made enough changes that we can fiddle around with our food. I'll know what to look for, things like that. Which is another thing I wanted to bring up. I did mention at some point this week, and I don't know if it was last weekend or at some point throughout the week, that I wasn't going to buy any more salt. So, wanted to clarify that. The salt that I have now, I have I've got a grinder. I buy the coarse salt. It's about this big. And it is now completely full. I've used the last of my salt. I'm going to throw that away, throw the container in the garbage because it's empty. And that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to try to get that to last as long as I can when I start making the changes, which is probably going to be in a few weeks. But obviously we can't do without salt altogether because there's the iodine and all the other good stuff in there. What I should have said, I don't want to say this is what I meant to say, because no, I said I'm never buying salt again, which is a stupid thing to say to begin with. What I meant, or what I should have said, was I'm going to curb my salt intake drastically so that the salt will last a normal amount of time. Now, I can go through it's probably about 1 liter of salt, like one of the great big containers. You can only see the top, I just realized, one hand. So let's go, you have no frame of reference, do you? Anyway, we'll say a 1 liter container of salt, if you can figure that one out. So 4 cups, roughly. So 4 cups of salt will last me usually a month and a half, I would guess. And what I want to do is to try to get this to a point where it's something that's very rarely used, that I'll use it to season something if I'm cooking it, but not put it on my food. Like, we always need a little bit of salt, just a little bit, but not like, if you had a regular salt shaker, I could go through one of those and refill it probably in a week. That wouldn't be a problem. So that's what I need to get away from. I need to get to a point where it lasts much, much, much longer than it should, or than it does. I can't talk at all. Again, every single video I go, I can't talk at all. Blah. I think we're just going to have to accept the fact that I can't talk. So, just saying I'm never going to buy salt again, that was really, really stupid of me to say, because you still kind of need it a little bit. But I'm going to drastically reduce my intake. Normally, I could put on... Alright, to give you a frame of reference, think of the saltiest McDonald's fries that you've ever had. We've all had them at some point. And they are pretty salty. I would still, like, the saltiest fries that I've ever gotten from there, I don't remember any time that I bought McDonald's fries that I didn't add more salt to it. At least 1 or 2 packets of salt. Just to give you an idea as to the quantity that I'm using. I have already started to sort of cut back a bit and just say, okay, they're just going to use enough so that, it does what it's supposed to do. But almost everything that I eat is salty. So that's my big killer right there. And I'm sure it's very, very bad for me. I'm sort of scared to go and figure out, salt-wise, the exact amount that I'm taking in, because it's probably through the roof. But that's something that I know I need to really curb. So we are going to start food changes like that this week, or I guess next week, tomorrow. We're going to, someone's killing people. I don't know if you can hear that. There's loud screaming going on. Ignore it. Ignore it. Ignore it. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Or the kids screaming upstairs. So, it's not a bad scream, don't worry. The kids are playing. You can never tell the difference between... they sound exactly the same if they're playing or if they're being murdered. You can never tell. So, but it's only one and the parents are up there, so it's fine. I'm not calling the police. Don't worry. Anyway, because I don't need it. But, anyway, salt intake. Yes, getting back on topic. Starting next week, I'm starting to gradually tweak things here and there, but I'm not going to really sort of cut out things and start monitoring things for another couple of weeks. But tomorrow I want to focus a little bit more on exercise and stuff because we've been doing that for a couple of weeks and we're sort of in a schedule now. So now we're going to look into that a little bit deeper, and then the next change will probably be for food. And then exercise, and then food, and exercise, and food, and back and forth. And we'll go that way. So that's it. I think that's pretty much it for this week. Not a lot happened. Still doing the hill every day that I go to work. I lucked out the other day, got a parking spot beside the door. I was going to say right again. And I thought I really don't want to go up there because it's just one of those weeks that we've all had those days where you really don't want to go anywhere and you're forced to go to work because you have to pay for rent. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to leave my car down here. And I still went up and back on my lunch. So, still going up the hill even if I'm parked down below. And I think it's really important for me to keep doing that because that is going to be I mentioned this before as well, that's going to be a trigger for me that once I stop doing that, once I hit, 5 kilometers on my treadmill, then I'll probably feel a little more comfortable not doing that. I'm probably still going to have to from time to time, but it won't be a requirement, and I think that's probably safe. But even that, I'm thinking, is that a way of me going, this way I don't have to do any extra stuff? It's going to be a trigger. It's going to be a very easy way to start going, I'll just put that off, and then I'll put this off, and put that off, and not do this, and not do that. And I really, really, really want to stay on target. I don't want to lose momentum now, and I don't know if I'm just sort of being hyper aware of it. Hyper obesity. There's a good one we could use. I don't know if I'm being just overly aware, or obesely aware. That doesn't sound right at all. But it's one of those things that I'm just sort of worried that there might be something that's going to just start triggering me to stop doing stuff. And actually, you know what? The snacks this week, because that's what I've been doing all week. Instead of eating proper meals at proper times and things like that, I've just sort of been grazing throughout the day. That could be another thing, which is why I'm just going to sort of cut that out as well. And not entirely, obviously, but just pay more attention, have proper meals, and do the snack thing as required, like grapes or dates, like real, at least more healthy things. Instead of the stuff I've been doing, like the peas, I had some of those. There were like pretzels, things that are traditional snack foods more than healthy alternative snack foods. The peas aren't that bad, considering, but again, it's one of those things that you think, these are the same as peas, and then you look at, these are the same as pretzels, so I might as well have pretzels, which can lead into chips, and chips lead to anger, and anger leads to the dark side. Hate leads to the dark side. We are all full of references today. We've had D&D, we've had Star Wars, we've had Green Lantern, and I did a Batman one, I think, too. I don't think that was really a reference, though. All sorts of nerd references. So, yay. I feel happy now. But I'm going to leave this video here. I'm not going to go for 45 minutes like I did last week. Partly because I want to get these down to about 15 minutes, but they're a little quicker, get the information out there, and it'll prevent me from repeating myself. But also, I'm out of rum. So, what can you do? And I'm too lazy to go buy more. I just don't feel like it. But, thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked it, please poke the like button for me. In the meantime, keep yourself warm and fuzzy, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.